Hello, welcome to your weekly dose of fun, banter, laughter, and a whole lot of realness. Tumefika mwisho wa mwaka, good people.
2023.
Yes. And you know, it's that time of the year where we just look back and see of the smart decisions you've made and also of the not so smart decisions made. And to kickstart us on this, Nijikute, what's that one decision you made? Ukakachi ukajiuliza, was that really me? Ama it was someone else who made that decision?
Ziko mingi. Wataka tu moja.
Moja tu.
Mbona nilikuwa mu intelligent, mbona hazikuji? I think my year has been full of very smart decisions.
Hey, inaitwa kukua wakili. You know, you have to get used to such statements when our lawyer is your friend.
What do you mean? Decisions that don't make sense.
One of my classmates, we call him Mr. Mercedes.
Mr. Mercedes,
yeah, Mr. Mercedes, of course.
It's Mercedes.
It's Mercedes. Sorry,
Mr. Mercedes.
Nijikute nikisema Mercedes.
He says the best or nothing.
At the best
or nothing.
Wow, that's a nice mantra.
Wow.
Yeah. So for you, smart all the way.
I think as we go along, I'll probably find something that because there's quite a number, I'm very sure.
Because the way you're very spontaneous, unafanyanga vitu tu, I'm sure. But let me share, as you're waiting for inspiration.
I'm waiting for inspiration.
I feel like for me, one of the things that happened in 2023 that was very avoidable, considering I'm a very sensitive person. It's a small incident. When I was doing my project towards the beginning of this year for graduation, and I was working with some mice. It was a very lab-based project.
With the mice?
Yes.
Yeah.
Like Tom and Jerry?
Yes, Jerry now. Nilikuwa na Jerry kama, were they around 20? We had, yes, there were 4 groups of 6, 24. I had 24 mice, and we were doing a practical on basically wound healing properties of a certain a gel. So let me not get too technical, but when you're working with these animals, you don't work with your timings. You work with because it's all you're doing it in vivo, which is basically in live animals. Yeah. So we had been given instructions to be in school at a certain time to prep the animals for us to carry out the experiment the next day. But who am I? I was at home in my mom's bed, snoring.
It's in your mom's bed.
Yeah.
What were you doing in your mom's bed?
No, I actually went in my mom's house. Oh. Sorry. In my bed in my mom's house. Sleeping. And I don't know. I it's like, you know, the Sundays we stay in church till like 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And this was like a Monday thing. I just feel like it didn't register to me the gravity of importance of that thing. Mm-hmm. So it's 9. I'm saying, you know what? Let me wait for traffic to ease so that I can go to school comfortably. Hey, kilini ramba. Where I just received a call like this from my lecturer. I was going to school with balancing tears.
When you got the call, were you at home or were
I was at home? And then I'm being asked, everybody is in the lab. The technician who is supposed to help you, your fellow student who is doing, where are you? Then I can't start lying at you, you know, somebody who fell sick, you know, creating a silly excuse. So I you know, it's not natural for you to just create a lie. So I was just like, oh no, I didn't know the time I'm there fumbling, watetemeka, you know. Hey. Niliokotwa.
Oh,
I received some very strong words, and there were even threats about my grades. So I really was very. Hey, I had a hard week, and that's why my Nijikute moment there is literally, surely, something as small as me just waking up early would have avoided a whole lot of drama. So that discipline of just doing what you need to do. I think when you start getting towards the end of school, you know, that fatigue that sets in for
home stretch.
Home stretch. Now I can relax. So that's a very big Nijikute moment for me. So once I start working next year in 2024.
Yes.
Mimi ndio nitakuwa nafungua register number 1.
Oh yes.
Sonia Twitter arrived at 6:30 a.m. That time reporting time ni 8.
But
6:30 a.m. nimepikia watu chai as I look at people walking in late.
Usiseme hivyo few employers wasikivu alafu kuna mbu pike chai kila time.
Actually that's not my portion, sorry. Yeah, not me, somebody else. But yeah, no, lateness and me
like that.
we are distancing.
Parallel lines.
We are distancing.
Never meet.
Nijikute tena. Yes, that's mine.
And I feel like this year I have said so many Nijikutes, but now when you ask me about them,
Okay,
They're not
sports.
coming.
they're not coming.
Okay, kwa sports.
They're not coming, but I am so sure I've done, because if you know me, you know I'm erratic.
Very.
And sometimes I'm very, what is it? I can be so offhanded sometimes. I can probably just say
Unafanya
something
tu
and then after
kikitu
that,
tu.
nafanya tu kikitu hata mimi mwenyewe nashanga. But I'm trying to seriously think about something that I have done this year that I'm like, never again. And
Haifiki.
bado haikuji, it's not registering. But I think a faint incident comes to mind. So me, I struggle so much in the morning to eat.
Okay.
That was
Can't
my
relate.
insight.
That was your inside voice that just came out. I struggled so much to eat in the morning. So there was a time I was supposed to go somewhere and I was feeling very, very hungry.
Yeah.
But because I struggled to eat in the morning, nikasema tu, haina haja.
Nisifos.
Nilikuwa ninaenda mahali. By the time I was getting there, my friends, mi nilikuwa natetemeka. And you know the thing is, my mom every single time in the morning, she just insists, hope at least bite something before you go. I'm like, no mom, you know I can't eat in the morning. I struggle. And she's like, okay. Ha! Hiyo siku, my friends. Mimi nilitetemeka. Nowadays in the morning, because when I eat, I have got this thing where I keep on feeling very nauseated. So one bite and I'm already, so I'm struggling to swallow the whole time. I'm like, so siku hizi, even if I will probably have to wake up I don't know how many hours earlier so that I can eat slowly.
Yeah.
Nilijiambia mimi sitajikuta tena nikitetemeka kwa event ya wenyewe.
Wow.
And it's in the morning.
And you know what my mom usually says? She says, you know where you are coming from, not
You
where
don't
you
know
are
where
going.
you are going.
Yeah.
So eat here, because you can, even if it's an event you are going to, utapata harusi watu walikuwa wengi, ukakosa, they prioritize other people you did not eat.
Imetufanyikia mara ngapi?
Mara kadhaa.
Mara kadhaa.
You know? Thank God for the cakes you bring sometimes and then they just hold us. But that day, my friends, mi nilitetemeka. Nikasema never again. And you know, sometimes I can get so hungry, mpaka nasikia ni kama tumbo inajikula.
You can't
Nasikia,
function.
I feel so pained in my stomach. I'm like, hiyo siku nilitetemeka, and it was a very serious event. So you imagine having to squirm the whole time. You know, having
How
to
your
squirm
stomach
in front of
decides to
people.
talk in front of people.
That was it. It was a very embarrassing thing, in all honesty, and it was a very painful experience. So since then, I wake up early in the morning.
Unajiseti.
Gatudagima. I eat again. That is translation to, you know, I eat.
In a Central Arabic language.
Yes. I eat steamed corn in the morning.
Corn.
And
Wow.
tea.
Corn
Just-
dumplings.
Corn dumplings, yes. Just before I go somewhere, because I know I might suffer. I think that's it for me. But I'm not feeling like it's a waiting Nijikute moment. I'm
Still
trying
a
to remember,
Nijikute
but they're still
moment.
not coming.
Ikikuslap.
It will come.
Utasema.
I think for
Nitatumia
me, I
addition.
have two in mind. One was, there's a day I did activities just, you know, you wing it. I was so drained. I was like...
You are coordinating. It's
Yeah, I
building.
was coordinating games, but I didn't plan for it. I was like, I won't cause our games. Then I'm there buffering. Buffer.
Una buffer tu.
Buffer.
Kama kilaptop tu.
Buffer, shut down. Buffer.
Was it a paid job
No.
or anything?
Jina kubwa.
Big
name.
No money.
Big name. Exposure.
Kabisa.
But from that day, I told myself, at least have 10 activities.
Big
10
name, no
activities in mind as you're going somewhere. In as much as, okay, we have something we hope you call a big name.
No money.
No, but the second one is, now I was going to meet someone for a formal meeting.
Yeah.
But I know this person. So I was like, let's sit. Nikauliza, what do you do? Ushaimeza mdomo. Nikasema nyo ni mzuri kujipa.
Anti meza mdomo.
It was time for me to plug myself. nikameza mdomo
Unaanza kutafuna tu ulimi. By the way, what do I do?
Who am I?
Guy, who am I? Timothy. Okay.
And it was a very chilled interview. Me, I didn't know it was an interview. She had seen something I was doing and she liked it. So can we meet? Me, I was like, maybe tuni.
Umeni flashback kitu ingine hapo.
Nijikute
Another
tena.
Nijikute moment.
I also went for an interview like that. That's the first interview I've ever done in my life. I was told it's not an interview. Guy, even if I told it's not an interview, just go
Just
like
prepare.
it's an interview, please. So me, I'm there swinging with my phone and my keys. Guy. I've never felt like a joker in my life. I walk in. I was told, let's just have a conversation. I was told we are coming to have a conversation. Mimi nimeingia. You know the way like we go to church, you just shook up with your phone in your hand. I'm like, it's just going to be something quick. I enter and like, sorry, just have a seat, I'm coming. Why does she come back with 4 members of staff with their notebooks and their pens? I'm there sitting on a sofa like this with my phone, looking in the air. Okay, this is the head of finance. This is the head of... head? We said it was a conversation. What are we talking about? Safe to say they never called me again. You live your life.
We're not supposed to be laughing at
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey, and that thing that King was saying, you have to now wing it. If you had not put yourself in that mental headspace.
What?
Yeah, so why are you interested? Hi, guy.
Because there's a question I don't like. Tell me about yourself. I fumbled through that question.
That question,
And previously, I was asked that question. I answered it so well.
Yeah.
I was asked, where?
Hey, Nijikute not being just be prepared. What does the Bible say? Be prepared in and out of season.
season.
You know, we just apply scripture when we feel like, hey,
But
it's
it's
literal. It's literal.
My
be prepared
goodness.
in and out of season.
Now that we're there, what's one thing you've learned the hard way this year? Apart from, apart from that one, conversation turned to an interview. And how can you avoid the Nijikute moment?
Now that one, I think I've got content.
Yes.
What have I learned the hard way this year?
Yes.
I think I have learned when we say that people are seasonal in life, don't exclude yourself.
Even you are seasonal.
Even if you're seasonal in other people's lives.
Expound.
Bruv. If you know me, I think I'm all that. And
You
I
are
definitely
all
know I'm
that.
all that.
You're
Yeah?
that chick.
But, kuna, safe to say, nimekuwa ghosted.
Life ilikuwa humble.
A little bit, yeah. Ni kama humility. I've had to, swallow a little bit.
You're asking yourself, me.
wondering,
You are
me?
ghosting me.
Me? I thought that when we say people are cutting off, I'm the one that cuts off, not the one that is cut off and whatever.
Sheds.
Except to say, I was cut off because of a bad thing. But when you run your course in somebody's life and you are no longer serving each other, and you just have to let go. And sad times, you're the one that is let go of.
You don't even know when you let go of.
And it's painful because most of the time it's
so
usually people
painful.
that you don't expect.
Yeah.
It's people that you thought, you're my guy.
Strong.
Till the very end. You're my friend till the very end. If you are thinking it is a guy, no, it is not.
Not a guy in that way.
Yeah, it's not a guy in that way. It's my friend. And
Yeah.
it was such a painful separation and realization. But yeah, that's something I have learned the hard way this year.
Yeah.
People are seasonal. Don't exclude yourself from that too.
Deep. I feel something I've learned this year, especially, of course, we're in church this year, and we've had, what I can say, I've had a lot of active leadership this year and organizing things. Actually, I want to put event organizer in my bio. If you want somebody to organize your event,
Yes, please.
You have
hiyo kazi by the Mungu amenisharpen, and I thank God for the gift of administration. That one I am certain I have it. I've learned the hard way to let go of perfection, and the idea in my head that everybody will do things the way I want them to do it. Hiyo imenichuna. Because especially when it comes to leadership and working in teams, there's a way I don't know, God has given us very different abilities and gifts. And there's a way, especially when you're leading teams and everything, like you feel this needs to go this way, this needs to be done this way. And it not being done, that does not mean it's any short of right or of excellence. So I really struggled with that at the beginning of the year. Like, I just keep feeling like, wake up! Why can't you see? You get what I mean? And I think God really he also pointed out a streak of pride. It can be pride thinking that your way is the only right way. And yes, and especially women, we like feeling like it's your way or the highway. By the way, ni vile nimesema ama
haifanyiki. You're disobedient if you don't know the way.
Or it's just like, I know the right way. And many times, God has given us intuition and a sixth sense to know how things should go. But just accepting and allowing God to work through that very stubborn part in me to understand that the way Timo does it and the way I do it and the way the different members of our team will do it, all of us, as long as we're all striving forward and putting excellence as the goal, it's okay. Even if it's not ideally how I would want it to look like. Yes.
Like, wow.
Yeah. Hiyo nimetandikwa kidogo na
done deal.
I like that. And I think before even Kingori, you mentioned when Sonia was speaking, it brought some incident in mind and some lesson that I have learned this year. This was the same year that we had the Youth Emphasis Month. Yeah?
Yes.
The time that I took a step back. The lesson that I learned is that God's work will continue, whether I'm the one doing it or not.
Yeah.
I'm replaceable.
Very. Everyone is. Who is not?
I am replaceable. And we normally say these statements, we glamorize them and we sound so studious when we say them, but we never personalize them until it actually hits home and you realize you've personalized it and that now it's you who's the subject of the matter. It now hits home.
Yeah.
I realized that mimi siwezi baki hapo tu ati kazi ya Mungu itasimama because hope is not around. Or because God's work must continue. True. And I think in some sort of way it now reminded me to focus my energies on the things that matter.
Yeah.
Focus my attention on the things that matter. Not try so hard to be present for everything that I am forgetting the things that matter. Because kwa hizo vitu zenye I'm putting so much energy in are places where I am very replaceable, but for places where I am important to be in, those are the places I am less focusing on.
Yes.
It's to recenter. So that's it. That's been my hardest pill to swallow.
Mungu anajua kutupanga.
He knows, man.
He knows. Yeah.
And it's interesting how one of my Nijikutes is that. And for me, I think I see it as a good lesson because I've learned how to work in teams. Because me, I'm the person of, if you're not moving, I'll put you can do, I'll do it. Me pushing people to do something that you're supposed to be doing. That's not haingiangi kwa
very annoying, actually.
You're supposed to be doing this, kindly do it. And especially in church, you have to, come on, guys.
If umepea mtu church hat.
Let me tell you, patience is the fruit of the Holy Spirit. It is there for a reason. It is there for a reason. And I think the other one will be some journeys are individual.
Yeah.
I've come to learn that. There are times we'll share ambitions and dreams, but it comes down to me. And at times it's easy to ride on the drive of other people. Because maybe, or at least for me, maybe you're too scared. You feel like, I need more time. I need more time to incubate this. I need more time to make sense of this. Maybe let me look for a job, then do this as a side hustle, and so on and so forth. And it's funny how Mungu kupiga kiboka tunasema, you know what? Okay, this is what I have. Let me do it now. I've pushed it enough. And funny enough, no one will ever understand the drive, the passions, the desires you have apart from you and God. It's just the two of you. So some races, in as much as I'll share with my friends, some races, the much they can do is ask you, so you said this, what have you done about it? The rest is up to you. And for me, that's a lesson I've learned the hard way. It took me a good year to learn it, because this is when I'm actually doing it. So it took me a good year to learn. Some races, like, it's just you. It's you and your God.
Because I'm shipping, keep it moving.
And even as we close, how do you now navigate the whole not going back to a Nijikute moment? Isikue next year tunasikia Hope tena amesema, guys, I'm replaceable. Guess I'm replaceable. It's real. Ama, is it something that's is an Nijikute an inevitable part of being human? Because I feel like it's inevitable. There are always lessons you'll be learning as you grow.
Yes.
But how do we avoid the repetition of I'm replaceable this year, I'm replaceable next year?
Personally, I think that a Nijikute is bad if it is repeated.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
But there are some Nijikutes that are very important because we draw lessons out of them. Like you were speaking, rightly so. This happened and you were like, never again. Some lessons you've got to be in it to learn. You've got to make the mistake to learn. But if you repeat the same thing again, that's where the problem is.
Kosa sio kosa.
Kosa si kosa, lakini kurudia kosa ndio kosa. So that's it. That's what I think about Nijikute moments. They are necessary in life because there are some lessons you can only learn through Nijikutes.
Yeah, very true. I think for me, I'd just say the growing curve of life is such that you are bound to just make mistakes. Like it's part of the human experience. So I can't, it would be very ufarisai of me to say whatever.
Hey, new lingo. Very ufarisai.
To say that I won't have a Nijikute moment. I'll just, like you said, my Nijikute moment will not be the one I had this year in 2023. It's just we are part. It's life. It's part of the human experience. Is you'll make mistakes. You'll do things. You'll wonder, oh my God, why did that? You will have oops moments, you'll have Nijikute moments, but repeating or learning one lesson more than once it's really unnecessary. It's just unnecessary. Pick your lessons and keep it moving, because also as we are getting older, really we are trying to refine ourselves for what is coming in the future. So like a habit like waking up late, I can't come and repeat that and
it's a tolerable mistake for a young person.
Yes,
but it's something that
Actually,
is outrightly.
Someone in campus finds it funny.
Yeah. Because you'll miss a class, nobody will ask you anything. Utaishi tu.
But when your livelihood is on the line, you know, I need to attend this
your
meeting,
reputation is on the line.
15 minutes early.
Yeah.
You've got to honor other people's time.
Exactly. So Nijikute moments based on the severity, and just you don't need to learn one lesson. Learn a lesson more than once. Not too serious.
As we end, I'll want to tie, maybe this is a bit harsh, Nijikute and maturity work hand in hand for me.
Yeah.
So for me, if you're repeating a lesson over and over again, I'll be like,
Ni
sit
utoto.
yourself down and ask yourself, where am I being a bit immature?
The babe.
You're an
Unakumbuka
adult
ya
babe.
Pastor Cole?
You're an adult babe. So for me, it will be the whole concept of there's a place where you're lacking, and it's a hard thing to do, to sit down and say, I'm immature in this area. I need to learn how to honor other people's time. I need to learn how to run my own race without comparing myself to others.
Yes,
and I like it's how it's the small things that amount to something big. It's not something that lands from us. It's those two small things, that make it all work. Even as we close, share with us what has been your Nijikute moment
of
for this year.
2023.
Unajiambia aki Vineyard next year. If I say this,
Yeah, let's see. I really want to see them in the comments on YouTube, on Instagram.
Yes.
Just share with us and let's
your
see.
Nijikute moment. And with that, we have closed there. I hope you've enjoyed. And that's it from us from this year.
Yeah, it's goodbye to 2023.
2024.
Oh my God,
Yes.
yes, I'm getting emotional.
Tujikute 2024.
24.
Sorrow's prayers.
Sorrows. Peace, guys.
See you in 2024.
Ooh.